We're all driving a purple DMC. A purple DMC.
Three best friends playing around, button mashing and face rolling around. We're off on a quest, it's still beginning, but I've got to ask just why aren't we winning?
Oh, come on!
So, welcome to Rocket League again.
Hello.
How goes it?
Me? Yeah, I'm not bad, mate. How are you?
Yeah. I'm feeling fresh.
Good. You're here with Ben and Jake, and not Sam for once.
And not the Ben that we need to have a code for this.
Beard Ben.
This is Ben with the beard, not Ben that is the other Ben that's good at games.
James Ben. That one.
That's the most distinguishing feature, I think.
Oh,
is that it's the Ben that's good at games and the Ben
with
that
the
isn't.
worst goal I've ever scored as well.
Fair play. So we've got a topic for debate today, don't we, Jake?
We do.
So
I don't know how this is going to go either. Because the internet is either going to A, back us, or B, murder us.
Well, I think that they're probably going to murder me because I'm fighting against the popular opinion on this one. We're debating the Beatles because, as some of you may or may not know, me and Jake are both really, really into our music. Jake runs a studio with his brother, has a band and all that. I've got my own musical projects and I work in a store where we sell guitars and all sorts of things. I used to make them. So we've both got very strong and massively divided opinions on this.
Yeah, well, the problem is with it is that you're always wrong.
Except when I'm not, which is all the time. So, but the main topic for today is the Beatles. Because everybody raves on about them being the best band ever and this, that and the other. Let's start from the beginning. What's your general opinion, Jacob?
That I have a music degree, therefore right.
But I have a journalism degree and therefore I have a right opinion.
Okay.
Because that's all journalism is.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't go like around listening to them on me. I was gonna say iPod then. On my phone or like that, or you know what I mean. Can't say if I've ever owned one of their albums or anything like that. But I can appreciate what they did for the music industry and for music and how they are as famous as they are and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas you just think they're shit.
Well, I think the shit on quite a lot of levels. Let's start with the basics. Musicality, okay? Fair enough, for the time it was some breakthrough shit. And I can agree with that. You know, they were doing things that, other than, you know, maybe Cream and a few other bands around that sort of era were doing odd bits and bobs. They kind of cobbled it all together into one movement. And with the help of the baby boom, they had a following to do that. But my biggest issue is that everyone sees them as icons, as like the people as icons. And I don't agree with that, because Ringo, let's be honest, Ringo had one job and that was to be a drummer, and he was shit at doing that. He wasn't even the best drummer in the Beatles. You know, that's a famous comment from, I can't even remember who said that now. If you Google that, it'll come up. Someone in a studio, I think, in fact, probably one of the members of the Beatles said that during an interview.
Okay.
So there's that. There's also the fact that Paul McCartney just will not die. And that stresses me out, because every time England does anything, we all have to spend 3 years singing na 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 na, hey Jude, and that's okay, but not for the 50th time ever. Like, you know, the whole nation's holding hands and singing that song. I'm so bored of it.
Wait, go back to the musicality thing though. I think me and you disagree on this just in fundamental anyway. Because I don't feel like music has to be complicated and hard for it to be good.
Music doesn't have to be complicated and hard for it to be good.
Well,
but
then your argument's fucking mute.
But it has to be interesting, and We All Live in a Yellow Submarine is not interesting. That is drab as shitballs. It might have been interesting at the dawn of time, but I mean, if you're going on what was interesting then should now be interesting, you're putting forward the argument of the man who saw the first car ever made and went, well, that's not going to work. Where do you plug the horse in? You know, it's a flawed argument, because
it's not a flawed argument at all.
Times move on.
Right.
The rest of the world has travelled on into a new musical era.
But it doesn't mean you can't appreciate what happened.
You can appreciate it, but like I say, I disagree with them on the people basis, because here's the main point for me, is that, what's the singer called? I can never remember the names, because I care about them that little. I know the facts about them.
Paul McCartney or John Lennon?
Lennon, that's the one. So, obviously, Lennon was shot and killed, and everyone...
You can't remember the names of the Beatles. You're English, man. That's like you should...
Mate, we've got a photo of the Beatles. It's probably 12 foot wide by 8 and 9 foot high, right, in the store.
I thought you had to know that.
I look at them every day. I still can't remember all of the names all the time.
I thought you had to know that to be English.
No. And that's why I disagree with it, because it's such an English thing. But, so Lennon... Did you know that, obviously, he was shot and everyone idolised him because he was taken before his time and it was so tragic? And, you know, fair enough, maybe he didn't deserve to be shot. But he did also have an affair with his former wife, who he beat so bad that she miscarried, and then slept with Yoko Ono, and then slept with her, I think it was her, like, personal assistant or something, and...
By the way, I'm losing.
You know.
I'm blaming it on the fact that I'm concentrating on what you're saying.
Well, it's important, because the Beatles shouldn't be idolised in the way that they were, on, like, that icon level. Fair enough, you can appreciate the music, but I disagree with the Beatles. I don't disagree with the Beatles' music. You see where I'm coming from?
You don't like the people.
I don't like the people at all.
But that doesn't mean you can't... But that's not what your argument is. Your argument is the Beatles as in the music.
Yeah, because
You're saying you don't
the
like...
idolising of the Beatles is the problem that I have, because everyone
So
idolises
what's that got to do
them.
with the music, though?
Because everyone goes, oh, well, this is a great song and that's a great song, and therefore the Beatles are great people. And it's like, well, okay, fair enough, they might be alright songs, and they're a bit outdated now, and they're a bit drab anyway, a lot of them. But if you're idolising the music, you then put these people as figureheads. Like I said, in the store, we've got this massive, massive banner that's just got their faces on the front of the store, and it's like, if people wander through, they think, oh, Beatles, yeah, that's great, that means it's a good music shop. And it's just by association that you think that. And that really stresses me out, because they're actually terrible people.
Right.
Well, not necessarily Paul McCartney, other than just he won't die.
I don't know much about the people from there. I know bits and bats, but I haven't exactly learned the history of them. But I think you're getting confused with them as people and their music meaning something, and how the music impact the music industry, and that's what I'm saying.
But why did it impact the music industry?
Because it was innovative for its time, and because there was more people at
there was a larger
level
proportion
then.
of teenagers. But I don't think that great music should just be left up to chance of the era that it was born in. I think the music itself has to be great. Like, if you think of
completely different, wouldn't it?
yeah, but if you think of, like, you know, Vivaldi or Chopin or Beethoven or something like that, that stood the test of time because the music itself was great. And a lot of those people you don't really know the lives of, because it wasn't really documented. It's just the fact that the music was great that meant it stood the test of time.
Yeah, but I don't know the lives of the Beatles. You've taught me stuff about them today.
Exactly, but
so your argument's fucking
no,
mute.
there are people, and there's a lot of
idolise
people.
them.
You aren't the exception that proves the rule in some respects. The vast majority of people know about the Beatles.
I got more points in my team.
You definitely did. Well, I think in this situation, which team would you put the Beatles on? Blue or orange? The winners or the losers? That's how we're going to settle this argument. Would you say that Beatles are blue or Beatles are orange in this respect? Did you win the argument?
I don't think you really let me speak, to be perfectly honest.
Then talk more.
What can I say apart from it depends if you're speaking about the Beatles or the music. We haven't decided, have we? If you're speaking about the Beatles as people and what you're saying is correct, then they're twats. If you're speaking about the music and the fact that it's changed the music industry forever, then they win, because they did. Whether you like that fact or not, they did.
That's a very fair point.
So fuck off.
Okay. I'm sorry. I love you.
I think I won in a point. Boom!
Nope. Beatles are still shit.
I won. Bye.
I was going to do a proper sign-off then as well. Bastard.